Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited to do. It's going to be a new one in my Shop My Stash series. So I'm going to be going over all the products that I chose out to work on in the month of August, sharing my thoughts on them after I've tried them really consistently throughout the month, maybe if I'm decluttering anything. And then I'm also going to share what I chose out to focus on in the month of September. I do a try to get ready with me using my Shop My Stash bag the first Friday of every month. So if you want to check back tomorrow, I will have a get ready with me with these new products. Welcome to September. I have my like cozy sweater on. It's storming outside, a little bit chillier right now, so I got my big sweater on, ready for this video. But if you would like to hear my thoughts on my August bag and see what I picked out for September, why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, I did also want to say that I did film most of this look in a recent live chat. I'm doing a live chat every Tuesday on my channel in the month of September, which I'm super excited about, so I'm filming this on Tuesday. I do have a lot of the products from my August bag on my face today, so you can see what they're looking like right now. But I also did the get ready with me in my live chat, and it was a bit of an emotional live chat. So it's been a couple hours since I wrapped. I've already filmed my Will I Buy It video, but I still feel like my eyes like haven't recovered. So if you've noticed, you're like, what's going on today, girl? It just was kind of an emotional morning for me, and I cried a little bit, so a lot bit. So just thought I would throw that out there and choose to be kind today. If you notice, my makeup was looking a little crazy, but we're gonna just keep moving on. So for my August bag, let me jump right in. Okay, so one of the products that is right on top here is this one here from Anastasia. This is the Dewy Set Setting Spray. So I just did a video recently talking about untrustworthy makeup products. If you haven't seen it, I'm in some sort of mood in that video. I will link it down below. But basically I'm talking about products that, you know, for the majority of them I like and I continue to use, but you have to use them like in very specific ways, otherwise they can turn around and bite you hard. And I mentioned this setting spray because especially with using it as consistently as I could throughout the month of August, I've noticed that it is just so easy to go overboard with this one. And even though I have dry skin, if I go too hard with the Dewy Set, it's like too much and I have to powder my face, which I don't always have to do. So I still like it. If you are like really dry, you know, I would recommend it. Honestly, I don't know, if you have oily skin and you've tried this, will you tell me what you think? I'm just really curious about that because again, being a dry girl, I could still go overboard with this one. So it's like I do like it, and I feel like maybe in the winter time when I'm like even more dry with like a very cold, dry Midwest winter, I'll be curious to see what I think about it, but I'm gonna keep it around and everything. It's just untrustworthy, okay? It's just an untrustworthy product. One product that I have decided that I am going to declutter from my collection, and the Shop My Stash was why I decided to put this one in here, because I was like, am I gonna want to keep it around? This is from Sigma. This is the blush palette. Now I like this blush palette. I think that it's a good one. It's the blush that I have on today. You get a mirror inside, and then you have 6 different blushes in here, and you have like a pretty nice variety of blushes, and you also get really big pan shades in here. But I'm just not using blush palettes anymore. Face palettes I still reach for and I can still go into consistently, but for whatever reason, blush palettes are just not calling my attention anymore. I used to purchase like the big Tarte ones also, like that had like 8 different blushes or something in them, and I've decluttered all of those. I just don't know what it is with blush palettes. I just can't get into them anymore, and so that's why I decided to pull this one in. I think this is like my last, is this my last like blush palette? I have the Cover FX Blush Duo, which is a matte and a shimmer blush, but I'm thinking like actual blush palettes, I think this was the last one I had in my collection, and I have decided I'm going to declutter it and pass it on to someone else who's gonna get like actual use out of it, because I just don't go into my blush palettes anymore. So even though it's nice quality, they're very pigmented blushes, so you do need a light hand, but I'm just not reaching for my blush palettes anymore. So I'm going to declutter that one from my collection. And then I had this palette in here because I had a contour shade and also eyeshadows that I was using. So this is just a magnetic palette that I have. I had my Colourpop singles in here. These are all of my Colourpop single pressed eyeshadows, and then I also had the Makeup Forever S112 contour shade in here. And then these are just 2 Colourpop blushes. These were in collaboration with Kathleen Lights, but I was really just kind of like focusing right here. I did a single shadow declutter last month, and that was why I really wanted to pull my Colourpop shadows in, because I just don't reach for my single shadows a bunch. I decluttered like 75% or something of my single shadows. I don't know the exact percentage off the top of my head, but the majority of my single shadows got decluttered because I just mostly reach into palettes. So I thought it would be fun to pull this one in, and I used these a ton. I really do like the Colourpop singles. I do recommend them. I have Bel Air on my eyes today, which is just this matte brown, and then I have this kind of gold shimmer, which is 20 something. That's all I have on my lids, but especially with these matte shades, I've worn every single one of the mattes that I've tried out. I've done a Glass Bowl, I've done 20 something, I've done that one is Glass Bowl, I've done Snake Eyes, I've done these purples. Like, I really do like the Colourpop shadows, so I'm glad that I was able to get a lot of use out of these, you know, really consistently throughout the month. So I'm not decluttering any of those. And then my Makeup Forever S112 contour, it is the contour I have on today. It is a really nice contour shade. I pretty much totally forgot about it because I don't think, was it in this palette? Like, it was in one of my Magnetic palette with other single shadows that I wasn't reaching for, so I also wasn't reaching for that one. So between having shadows in here, blushes, and contour, really big mirror with this particular palette, I could travel with this one and I would have, you know, a lot of different options inside there, but especially with the Colourpop shadows and the contour shade, got a lot of use out of those, which I was very happy about. The bad part is it doesn't really fit in my bag. This kind of becomes my travel bag throughout the month, whether I'm just driving into the next town and I want to take a makeup bag, if I'm staying somewhere. But this palette is so sturdy, I don't mind just kind of putting it into my like overnight bag or throwing it in my car or something like that. Okay, so moving on, my bronzer. I put in the Tom Ford bronzer. I have the Ultimate Bronzer in 03 Bronze Age. This is such a pricey bronzer and it kind of intimidates me with the price tag. I don't know, also maybe the compact and the gold, like it's just kind of an intimidating product to me because it's so expensive. But I use this a ton. Again, it's on my face today. I got a ton of use out of this in August and I really do like this bronzer. It's really nice and natural. It's really easy for me to build up without going overboard. I did do ranking all of my bronzers recently, so I can link that down below if you want to see where the Tom Ford falls. But I'm so glad I put this one into my Shop My Stash because it kind of took away that intimidation factor and I really got on with it. So really happy with my Tom Ford bronzer also. I'm gonna do something that I haven't done before. Okay, I had to take a break for a second because FedEx came. I ordered a headboard for us and it just arrived and he left it. Like, I saw him, but he didn't see me first, so he left it on the porch, and so I tried to bring it in. So I had to pick that up by myself and bring it in, so like I'm kind of out of breath. But do you guys have a headboard? We've never had one. I don't even think I've had one like when I was younger. And it's been one of those like adult things that I'm like, I always wanted a headboard. And I ordered one. You guys are gonna laugh. It's our wedding anniversary gift. That sounds so lame, but our wedding anniversary is this Saturday. It'll be 6 years, and I was like, we should just order a headboard because both of us always talked about how we wanted it, so we ordered one. Okay, that's really cool. But I don't know, do you guys have one? Because I said something on Twitter and I tell you, the majority of people responded back saying they've never had a headboard either. I'm like, okay, now I don't feel so bad. I just always thought it was like something missing from us, but I don't know. We were at a headboard, I had carried it. I'm kind of out of breath. But one thing, so embarrassing. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I haven't done this with the Shop My Stash. I'm actually gonna carry over these next two products to my September bag also. That is the Olehenriksen Banana Bright Face Primer and the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. So I used both of these today, but obviously we know that so many foundations released last month. And so I was testing out foundations. I ranked 4 new ones. I still have, 2 new ones that I'm trying right now. So I barely used the Magic Foundation and also really this primer. Also trying to use like the same primer to have it kind of be like the control, if you will, in the foundation experiment. So I just really didn't get a lot of use out of either of these. I like them both and I kind of thought like I could replace them, but I was like, you know what, I just really didn't get a lot of use out of them. Why not carry it over to September? So I'm gonna have both of these be in my September bag also. Just because they didn't get a lot of love. Again, I don't know how much love they'll also get in September with trying new foundations still, but at least I can try a little bit, you know? So that's what I'm going to do there. For my concealer, I had the Milk Flex Concealer. I'm going to declutter this also. I pulled it in because I was like, I don't love this. I ranked my concealers recently also. I'm trying to rank all my different categories. I'm working my way through, but I ranked all my concealers and this one was near the bottom. I just feel like it's a little bit too on the dry side for me and just doesn't blend out as easily as I would like it to. I don't know if it's because the wand is just like smaller or what, but I just don't feel like I get a lot of product on the wand, because at first I thought I was like running out of product and I was like, is that right? I haven't used it that much. But I just feel like I'm constantly going in and constantly going in. It's just definitely not a favorite concealer of mine. I've tried it plenty of times now. I did try this one pretty consistently throughout the month too, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm still not loving it. So I am going to declutter the concealer. My powder was the one from Fenty Beauty, the Pro Filter Setting Powder in Butter. I like this powder. It's not an absolute favorite of mine. I just have a mini here. It's not like a 100% favorite, but I do like it, and I feel like it does nice things for like kind of smoothing, like I would say like blurring on the under eyes. So I like it, so that one will be sticking around. My eyeliner I had from Neutrogena. This is the Smoky Coal eyeliner in brown. I do like this one. I just always try to kind of throw an eyeliner in my bag because, again, this turns into my travel bag. So I liked my eyeliner. And then my mascara was the Nars Climax. I am going to declare this one also because it's pretty much null and void. It is all out, man. I love the Nars Climax. I really do. I just always feel so weird saying anytime I'm putting the words love climax together, I just feel intensely uncomfortable. But I really do enjoy this mascara. I would like to grab another one. So I do mention that I have been saving up my mascara wands to send into Wands for Wildlife, and I have a pretty decent amount right now, because generally in my Shop to My Stash, I'll take a mascara that I know is almost gone, use it really consistently throughout the month, and then go ahead and declutter it and put it in that pile. So I will link that organization down below if you want to check it out, but this one is going to get added in to my pile, and then once I have a good amount, I will go ahead and ship those off. My Colourpop, my highlight is from Colourpop in Flexitarian, my highlight today. This is actually in my project pan, and I decided I wanted to start pulling some of my project pan items into my Shop My Stash because I really do focus on this bag quite a bit, and I'm kind of like losing my project pan, which is my 9 in 2019. So I decided to pull it in. I didn't get the best amount of use out of this one, but I love the Colourpop Flexitarian. I'm surprised that it doesn't look like I've done better on it because I used it a lot. I use it for inner corner. I use it for brow bone highlight. It's a beautiful highlight. So obviously definitely keeping that one around. My brow pencil, I have this one here from Wander Beauty. This is the Frame Your Face Micro Brow Pencil. I have the shade Taupe. So this is in my brows today. It's not my favorite brow pencil. It's a little bit too like on the creamy side. I just feel like I don't really feel like I've ever used this and been like, you're having a good brow day. It's like, you're doing okay, sister. Like, I will use it until it runs out because I still think it's fine and I like it. But if I'm having a day where like I really want to have like good looking brows, this isn't going to be the one that I reach for, but it's also not like terrible. It has a spoolie on one side and then more of a precise tip on the other. It's just the actual like consistency of the pencil that I don't absolutely love. My favorite brow pencil, not one that I'd really recommend if we have the same preferences in brow pencils. For my lip products, I had the MAC Chestnut lip liner. I do like MAC lip liners. Chestnut is a really deep brown. It is what I have to line my lips today, but I do like that one. And then this was also from my Project Pan, the MAC lipstick in Honey Love. So not doing the best on it, but I do have it on today. I have it mixed in pretty well with the Chestnut lip liner because Honey Love is pretty light. So these are the two colors really mixed in there, but still trying to make progress on that one. And then I also had the Jouer lip topper in Skinny Dip. So in my Will I Buy It video, I actually have on Honey Love topped with Skinny Dip, and then I've like eaten lunch and everything like that. So I wiped off my lipsticks, and that's when I did Chestnut and Honey Love. I do like this. I was kind of curious about it because when I first started trying these, I wasn't super into glosses, and so now I'm like, I should give these a try again. They are more of like a metallic finish on the lips, where I like something that's just a little bit more like glossy and just kind of like creamy looking or something. I don't know, like that's kind of how I like my gloss. So again, I'm gonna keep this around, just like I thought it was fun and it added, a little bit something to Honey Love, but it's not an absolute favorite, and I wouldn't repurchase more of these just because they're more that like metallicness to it, which isn't my favorite, but it's like fun and it's just like a little mini guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep that around too. So that's everything that I had for trying out in the month of August. If you want to see my September picks, let me share those. All right, so the bag is a refill once again. And like I said, primer and foundation are going to be the same as last month. I'll try to use these a little bit more consistently just for me personally, try to get some use out of them. And then for concealer, I grabbed out one that I don't totally love, which of course is at the very bottom of the bag here. And I want to see, once again, just like with the milk, I want to see, do I want to keep this around or do I want to declutter it? This is from MAC. This is the Studio Fix 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. I have the shade NC25. Again, it just didn't turn into a favorite of mine, so I want to, you know, try it out as much as I can in September, see what I think, see if I want to keep it. I actually do have 2 different shades of this. I did get this sent to me from MAC, but this is a little bit better of a shade match. So again, if I decide I don't want to keep it, I can declutter 2 different shades out of my collection. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot in September. For my powder, I chose out the Revlon Candid. This is the Photo Ready Anti-Pollution Setting Powder. Really nice drugstore option. I do recommend this one from Revlon, so thought it would be nice to get a little bit of use out of it, because I noticed I tend to go back to like my favorite powders, which I will also be ranking soon. I go back to them quite a bit, so I want to get some use out of the Revlon. And then I decided I wanted to pull in a face palette, because I most recently ranked my face palettes, and there was one in there that I was like, you know what, I don't really have a lot of negatives to say about this palette. I just don't find myself reaching for it. So I was like, girl, put it in a shop to your stash. And that is from Zoeva. This is the Basic Moment Blush Palette. This is a nice little blush palette. I use this as contour, and then we have blush and highlight in here too. Like I said in that ranking video, I don't really have a lot of negatives about it. The highlight's a little bit subtle, but the contour and blush, like, they're nice. So I'm going to use this in September and get some use out of this palette, because I think that it is a nice one. I did want to have a bronzer in there because I do, like I said, I use that more as a contour shade. So I'm going to pull in this one from Jouer. I really want to like hit pan, or at least get like a really solid dent in these. I feel like this one is just like slightly dented, but I feel like I should be able, like, I've seen people use these up, and I want to like make some progress in here. So this is the Jouer Light to Medium Duo. So that is going to be my bronzer that I'm focusing on in September. And then, did I grab, oh, I have the highlight. I was like, did I not grab a highlight? I have the highlight in the Zoeva palette, so I'm happy with that. And then for my eyeshadow palette, I'm excited about this. This is from Viseart. This is the Warm Matte 10 eyeshadow palette. So this is what I'm going to try to focus on in September. I thought that this was a really pretty fall palette. Like, this palette screams fall to me as we move into a new season. I just thought it'd be fun to, again, just use this as consistently as I can throughout a month. It's also like small, so it's pretty easy to travel with. It fits into this bag just fine. There's no mirror on it, which is a bummer. So I really just have my Jouer mirror, shoot, because Zoeva doesn't have one. That's a bummer, so I'll have to like always try to remember if I'm traveling to like pack an extra mirror. But yeah, I just thought it would be nice to get some use out of it. I like the Viseart formula, but I don't absolutely love it. But I've still kept this palette around to have it in my collection. Again, I really like the color scheme in here, so we're going to get some use out of this one. Because that is an all matte palette, I decided to pull in this also. This is from Hourglass, one of these Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow Reflects. So if I want a little bit of shimmer in an eye look, I can use this one from Hourglass. I chose this one because I have said that I don't like the Hourglass as much as I like the Marc Jacobs. I feel like with the Marc Jacobs, with their like kind of glitter shadows, they are very like boom and intense and different. When I use the Hourglass, I feel like I'm just using kind of like a regular like sparkly glittery eyeshadow. So again, I thought I could pull it in, and if by the end of the month I'm like, I just don't see it, I'm just gonna declutter it and let someone else use it, because I feel like I've like barely put a dent into this product, and it was like 29 bucks or something like that. So I'm gonna see what I think throughout September. That one's kind of on the chopping block for this one, so we will see how it goes. For my eyeliner, I put in from Urban Decay, one of their 24/7 Glide pencils in Bourbon. Again, just like to throw an eyeliner in here. For my mascara, I chose the Milani Highly Rated. I really do like this mascara, and I can tell it's kind of getting down there once again. So just like I said with my Shop My Stash, I like to be able to use up a mascara and then get it out of my collection, but I would probably repurchase this because I really do like this mascara too, and it's Milani, it's more affordable, so that's a good one. For my brow pencil, I have this one here from Benefit. This is the Goof Proof, but this is in one of the new shades. This is in 2.5. I really don't have a ton of brow pencils and like brow pencils that I really don't use. The Wonder Beauty was a new one to me, and I was like, why not use it and see what I think and be able to review it. I know that I already like the Goof Proof, but again, Benefit came out with a shade extension, and 2.5 is a really good shade match for me. 3 can be a little bit too dark and almost pull a little bit red. 2 can just be a little bit too light on me. So 2.5 I was really happy with. So if we are kind of similar with like brows, hair color, and all of that, the 2.5 shade range from Benefit I'm really happy with. So that is why I pulled in the Goof Proof. And then for my setting sprays, I have 2 here from Urban Decay. I have their All Nighter, and this is the travel size that came out with the like the Born to Run palette. And then I also have the Chill setting spray. These are both almost gone. Like this one, I feel like I have like 2, maybe 3 uses left. This one a little bit more, but like this is about gone. I just wanted to use these up and be done with it, because I also have minis of the Summer Solstice, and I think just like a regular mini as well. So I already have backups of at least the regular All Nighter. I think I used the Chill in a Shop My Stash maybe in like, it was just a few months ago, I want to say, but I'm like, just finish it up. I got 2 here. We're just gonna use them up and get them out. I feel like I've definitely been more in the spirit of like using up products, or like kind of consistently decluttering and just trying to keep my collection at like a somewhat decent size for having this be my job and reviewing so much and PR and all of that. Like I'm trying to keep up with that spirit. So when I see something that's almost gone, I used to be like, no, I will, like, I don't want to get rid of it. Like when something would get lower, I'm like, I'm going to keep it forever and not use it again. And now I feel like I'm more in the spirit of like, use it up, let's go. Like it's kind of what I'm feeling. And then lastly, I just have my lip products. So I chose out a lip liner from Dose of Colors. This is in Undressed. I purchased this a few months ago from Ulta. I feel like I just keep going back to the lip liners that like I really love. The Ofra, the MAC, another lip liner that I'm blanking on. Like I just keep going back to my same lip liners. Colourpop lip liners. And I'm like, you know what? I want to get some more use out of this because I do like it. It's not the creamiest lip liner ever, but it is nice and long wearing. I have the shade Undressed, and it's just a nice nude shade, of course. So that is going to be my lip liner. So I was like, I bought this, like get some more use out of it, girlfriend. And then I decided to pull in a lipstick here from Tarte. This is in Salt Life. So I have like not touched this lipstick in such a long time, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna pull it in and try to get some use out of it, because it is a really pretty shade. Salt Life, it's kind of more of this mauve tone. I just think it's a pretty shade. I wanted to get some more use out of it. When I was looking over all my lipsticks, like this is one that really stuck out to me of like, I haven't even opened this in months on months on months. Like let's see if we can get some use out of it. So that is Salt Life. And then the gloss, I have the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Diamond Milk. Again, I feel like I've been going for the same glosses as of recently. Hourglass is one that I'm definitely going for a lot. The Ofra glosses, I feel like I've been doing Ofra glosses so much recently too, that my Fenty that I love so much is kind of getting a little bit neglected. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bring in Diamond Milk because I think that it's a really beautiful gloss. And again, I just wanted to kind of get a little bit more use out of this one here. I do also have the pink one, which I like, but I like Diamond Milk sometimes a little bit more. So I thought it would be a nice one to bring in. So those are my lip products that I'm going to try to work on in September. And that is everything that I had for my September bag, the products that I shopped my stash for. I do not have a well-organized makeup collection. My makeup is in like 5 different spots all along my office. It would not be fun to watch me pick it out in these like tiny drawers and in a closet. Like it's just not fun. I don't have a cute makeup setup, so that is why I shot my stash beforehand, because I'm sure the complaints would be real if you had to watch me do it the other way. Yikes. But make sure to check back tomorrow. I will do a get ready with me on all of these products that I've chose out for September. I would love to hear your thoughts on my 2 different bags. Was there anything that surprised you that I decided to declutter from August? What do you think about the products that I chose for September? But other than that, that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.